Hi, everyone. Deirdre Morgan, intuitive and clarity coach, here with you. A very warm welcome. I'm so happy you've joined me. I'm here with quick tips to how to navigate this June, and it's wonderful, beautiful six frequency energy. Now, how do we know it's a six frequency? First off, the year 2025, its universal vibration is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, which equals 9. So we're operating in a 9 big playing field. June, being the sixth month of the calendar year, has a 6 vibration. So we add the 9 of the universal year vibration to the 6 of the universal month vibration, we get a 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 6 always brings a smile. It's just sort of a joy to my heart. 6 is the energy that's all heart. It's pure emotion, the idealist, the romantic, the dreamer. 6 is the vibration of love. Both loves, the personal, in love, human love that we all experience, and the esoteric or spiritual frequency of being that unifying energy in all things. So we've got two elements to deal with this month. And here's the thing. Let's look at 15 for a minute. 1 symbolizes you or me, the individual. 5 is the number of freedom, of liberation. So it gives us a big clue as to what's going on this month. Where's the freedom? What are you going to free about? It's about freeing yourself from old patterns of thinking, of feeling, of doing that no longer serve you. Because for most of us, we're going through a transitional time when we may not know what we want. We may know we're restless or even unhappy with what we have. We know there's more there for us, but we're not sure what it is. So it's causing confusion. Some say boredom. Some say restlessness. No, whatever you're going through, it's just a phase. Okay, it's part of this transformational process we're in right now. And we are in a big one, whether you believe it or not. This is the shift out of the third dimension and the third dimensional matrix of diversity, separateness, divisiveness, of lack mentality, moving through the fourth. The fourth dimension I've come to think of is when we release the lack mentality so we can move into fifth dimension, which is about expressing the heart, having the heart and head begin to work in partnership, and where our whole concept of time melts away with this interaction of head and heart. So we're moving into exciting times. But my first quick tip for you is keep in mind that third dimension matrix and fifth dimensional matrix are very different. And you can't bring your third dimensional bag of tricks and baggage into the fifth dimension. We won't be allowed entry. So what is 6 all about on a personal, individual level and in terms of our evolution as individuals? 6, yes, I've said, is the vibration of love and of loving service to others. But 6 is also about beauty. It's also about balance and harmony. It's the big umbrella is responsibility. So it's saying, what are you doing to create beauty, balance, harmony in you? Where are you needing maybe to expand or let go of, depending on where you are in your timelines and your expansion process? It's a beautiful time because 6 is saying, let's do it this month. But as 6 is such a caring, loving, gentle vibration, we can do it in a much more comfortable, easier, smoother way than, say, some of the other frequencies that are faster pace and just nose to the grindstone. Boom, let's do it. No, just 6 says, this is the lesson of self-love. This is the lesson of self-appreciation and of self-care. Learn in this month to secure an imprint of self-love and appreciation within yourself so that you are secure wherever you are in this crazy mixed up world. Okay? This is why I love 6. It just makes it easy for us to shift gears, to change our approach, to change our way of behaving in a very kind, respectful way to yourself and to others. And that is one of the main posts of the 6. And keep that in mind, please. Okay? Because we are entering a phase in our evolutionary process where we must anchor in the 0 point, in the point of balance and harmony, which is another way of saying we must be at peace with ourselves. So, big job. Wherever you are in your timeline, take my quick tips, use the ones that resonate for you, that apply, and leave the ones on the back shelf that don't apply. What is my first one to you? All right. First is I'm going to ask you to meditate or find moments of stillness each day. I don't care. I would rather see you do 3 to 5 minutes of inner quiet, inner search, the stillness each day than a half hour once a week. This is the time to begin to get your groove. You're establishing a new groove of self-love and self-care. So meditation, 3 to 5 minutes a day is my wholehearted suggestion. Because when we're there, we go into silence, and we have learned that silence is that state of being which is love, which is heartfelt. And when we hit that spot, then what we do is heartfelt, and it is going to be a much smoother process for us to manifest, accomplish wherever you are in your creative timeline. I love it. The second thing I would like you to do is, if you have trouble or difficulties meditating, I want you just to sit, go within, focus on your third eye, and visualize a seesaw. Up, down, and then sometimes it's perfectly level. With the 6 and where we are now in our process, visualize the even seesaw and you sitting in the middle. That's that point of equanimity, of power and control that manifests and accomplishes whatever you're desiring easily. If you see the seesaw one way or the other, those are the extremes of the polarity. We need to get off those extreme points and move into center. This will help you ground. This will help you embrace the peacefulness. And this will help you just have that zippity-doo-dah feeling about your day. I also like it because taking a few minutes each day, this is a very singular moment, my friends. You know, we're on our own, we're going deep within. And many of us resist, many of us don't like meditation because this is a moment when we are totally alone with ourselves. And many people associate being alone with being abandoned. And if you happen to be one of those people, it only means you haven't resolved an unmet need, a still alive and only too well emotional issue with yourself. So, this is a very quiet way to turn that feeling of aloneness that's empty and abandoned or helpless into that feeling of peace, especially when you're visualizing the flat board of the seesaw. So give it a shot. What else am I going to suggest to you? Number two, and you've heard me say this before, and I love you, Eleanor Roosevelt. If you fear it, do it. When we do the things we fear, then we banish, eradicate the fear. Fear is erased from our syllabus, from our mentality. Because as far as the universe is concerned, we don't have to accomplish, we just have to do it. So if you are afraid of going off the high dive, as long as you run out and do it, it doesn't matter whether you do a double flip on the way down or just hold your nose and pray. As far as the universe is concerned, you've diminished that quota of fear that's been a major influence in your choices and decisions. So think on it. Is there anything you've got going that you really are afraid of? And then it's time to speak up, stand up, raise the flag for yourself. The third thing I'm going to give a general quick tip on is that you not only love yourself, that means you accept and allow yourself to be who you are. Now, many people just want to focus on the good stuff, all those great traits and qualities and talents that are just acing it. And we don't want to look at the shadow side. But that's not how it works. The shadow side is part of us too. And it's only our judgment about the shadows and why we keep them under wraps. But this isn't going to let us evolve into a whole and full potential. The shadow side is part of us. And when we face it, then we just accept and allow it to be. I'm great at procrastinating. And so I accept it, I allow it. But here's the catch. I finally caught on. I have a choice whether I activate that trait in myself or not. I'm in charge. It isn't hopeless. That's my thinking. I'm passing it on to you for what it's worth. And please excuse my voice today. I've been doing a great deal of talking lately. And I think my vocal cords are saying, let's get on with it. So, anyway, also, so no, accept and allow, which is, you've heard me say is my definition of love. Accept and allow yourself to be who you are, but you get to choose who you are, and you get to look at the good, the beautiful, the bad, and the ugly, and say, what am I choosing? Where's my free will? What am I going to do in this moment? Empower yourself. The other thing is, remember I said 6 was the frequency of self-love, self appreciation and self-care. It's a month to nurture yourself, to appreciate who you are. So this is also, you see, a frequency that the heart is speaking to and messaging constantly. So it's telling you, do what you love, do what you're ready to do. Don't force things, don't push yourself. If you're not up for doing something, don't do it. You know, I once dated a man who was a super Uber salesman. And what he said to me one night was, Deirdre, I never make a cold call or a call to any of our people unless I'm up for it, unless I'm enthusiastic and happy to do it. And I found something to connect with them that will make the experience. I'm using the word fun. I don't think he used it, but in other words, your heart has to be in it. The fourth tip is if your heart's not engaged in the conversation, the activity, the program, then don't do it. You're not ready. It becomes a should, and shoulds are the yo-ho, heave-ho of the moment, at least in my book. Last but not least, I want to say this. The biggest shift and change I'm going to ask you to make is out of self-love, self-appreciation, and the care, the nurturing you give yourself with honor and respect and celebration, is to become your own body guru. Yes, I'm not saying don't go to the doctors, get the professional medical care you need. I'm saying, but you know your body best. You know what's going on. And if something doesn't resonate for you, you don't want to take the medication, you don't want to go into the hospital just yet, whatever. If it's not here in your heart, then just say, let's wait a day or two. Give me a moment, all right? Because we are in this massive, astronomically sensational period of transformation to the point that now we're even calling it, we're alchemizing. And it indicates a profound shift in the core of our being that we're making now. And you've been through the mill for at least 5 years with it, changing things, getting in touch with the issues that have sabotaged you, have shut down your heart, in order that the heart comes alive again and can work with the intellect. Okay, we got that part. And now it's time to realize that with all the shifts you've made mentally and emotionally, your body is now taking the hit. Remember, I said in the beginning of the talk, the third dimension, which we've been existing in, is a totally different matrix or has a completely different set of guidelines and rules than the fifth. And no one goes to the fifth with unresolved issues from the third. No nasty baggage is allowed to be dragged into the fifth. So the body has the job now, as you have shifted beliefs or your emotional responses to things, or even just being more open emotionally and not being emotionally avoidant anymore, whether it's in relationships or what you contribute in your community or marriage, whatever it is, has shifted. Okay. And what it means is your cells of your body are releasing the energy attached to whatever emotional scars or wounds or reactive beliefs that you've been holding on to, but will not work in fifth dimension. That's a lot. It's head to toe. Okay? And on top of that, because the light coming in from the photon belt, which we only experience every 11,000 years, that light, there's more light and it's faster and it's much more upbeat, loving, open, much more fun to play in, and it's much more exciting. It's coming down and filtering into our bodies. So our bodies are really being overtaxed with letting go of the old that doesn't work and adjusting and recalibrating to the new, upbeat, loving, compassionate living and energy that this new light we have to feed our souls is doing. What I'm trying to say is your body's undertaken a lot of heat. So there's many changes coming on, and it's weird. There's weird symptoms. You may feel that you're exhausted most of the time. You may feel you've got achy joints that you've never had before, or strange pains. You may feel that your chest weighs a ton, that it's just heavy anchor or something sitting on it. And all these three symptoms are a manifestation of your shifting consciousness, your raising the frequency within yourself, and the neural pathways being altered and refined and moving faster. Basically, it's comes from moving out of lack mentality and into prosperity mentality, let's say. Okay, it's about moving out of doubt, fear mentality into trust and love. Massive change, exciting change. I mean, the heart is into it, the heart is beating, and it's a great process we're going through now. So just please, with your body, recognize that you're on an evolutionary path, which has been predicted for thousands of years, that we go through now and for the next several years. It will all depend on you, free will, and your timeline. And we need to consider these physical changes as normal, okay? So all the body's quirks we are experiencing now, weird symptoms we are dealing with, are just an indication of the readjustment and alignment, which is just a stage. It's a step in our evolution, and it's clearing. So we have to be our own body guru and explore what works for you and create a routine, a schedule that's going to work for you. Some suggestions, of course, are spend more time in nature if that's what you enjoy. Spend more time listening to music if that's what you love, or playing an instrument if that's what you love, or dancing, or meditating. What feeds your soul? And then make the time for it. Appreciate and respect who you are, and you will see an enormous flip in your life and how it's coming in and going down. I need to add as a final to you that these guidelines are going to be operative. These quick tips are going to be operative for the next at least 3 months and maybe 6. So keep them, please. My suggestion is write them down or write the ones you think are relevant to you. Because this process, as I said, is universal. And so we all have different timelines. We all make different choices, but it's going to extend for a while. So please, self-love, how are you doing with that? You accept and allow yourself to be who you are. Mm-hmm. And activate that which brings you joy, that which is joy. It's that simple. Self-appreciation simply means you value who you are. Are you authentically you? Appreciate it, value it, honor it, acknowledge it. And then you don't have to look outside yourself for acknowledgement or recognition. Own who you are this month with love. And last but not least, self-care. Make yourself a priority. You come first. And notice if there's resistance and source it if that's the case. But do the things you love to do and love the things you have to do. That's a quote from Brother Prima Moy in Self-Realization years and years ago now. But he was probably one of the most loving people I've ever met. Do the things you love to do. Love the things you have to do. And remember, it's all about love. Everything else, incidental. Thanks for joining me. I hope you'll come back next month and we'll have another little chat, building on this talk so that we really get into the spirit of compassion, love, joy, health, and well-being. Take good care. See you soon. And if you have questions or comments, please text me or go to my website, send a message. I always love hearing from you. Take care. God bless.